Hello and welcome back. This is Clive Hook from Clearworth with our third Think Spot in the Conversation Control series. These Think Spots are a pause for thought. They're designed to get you reflecting on how you operate right now and maybe identify things you could do differently. They're always about 5 minutes long, so it's quite concentrated stuff, but you can always replay this and you can use a printed copy of the Think Spot as a physical reminder. This time we're going to build on the moving around the map work we've already done, and I'm going to share some specific behavioural tactics with you. These aren't tricks, but they are designed to increase the probability of moving. Conversation control is about achieving a wise outcome as quickly and efficiently as possible. So, better results with less time and effort. I haven't met many people who say they'd like to spend more time in meetings, and I imagine you wouldn't either. Let's get to it then. I'm going to start by introducing you to a great friend of yours and a close relative of theirs, summarising and testing understanding. These two behaviours are two things you can do to show you're listening. By the way, there isn't a behaviour called listening. As you well know, you can pretend you're listening by nodding a lot, but you could be somewhere else completely. So why are these two friends, these behaviours, so good? Well, showing you're listening will keep them engaged and, as lots of research has shown, increases your trust and openness scores in other people's minds, even if you subsequently disagree. These two are also great for interrupting someone who's really talkative but going nowhere, for slowing things down if people are moving too quickly to poorly thought through solutions, and as a first step to moving the conversation somewhere more useful. These two are even better friends when you're negotiating, but more of that another time. You'll have your own style for introducing your summarising or testing understanding friends, but these phrases are quite common. You're signalling to others you're about to do one of these two behaviours. You're going to hear about that a bit more later on. Now for the dance, the summarising two-step. This is a great way to move the conversation to where you'd really like it to be. Step 1 is summarising in the area or field the conversation is in right now. And then step 2 is saying something to move it to the new place. So for example, so the real problem here is lack of time, not money. What could we do to create more time then? And in this one, so what you're saying is there's no buses or trains that will get us there on time. Let's book a cab then. And in this third illustration, it sounds like you're pretty sure more people on the job will fix it. How does that address the specific issue of the budget shortfall? In all cases, that first step makes all the difference, but sometimes they don't want to dance, they don't want to go there. The most common occurrence of this is when you try to move the conversation from problem to solution, over the red line in this case. There's an old rule we follow in behavioural intelligence called the 3YB rule. YB stands for yes but. If they said it 3 times, then they don't want to go there. This is often a sign that you've been pushing rather than pulling, by the way, or trying to move them too fast. Skilled conversation controllers notice what's not working and move from push to pull, seeking instead of making proposals, asking instead of giving information. Just pushing harder won't work. One thing that might be part of the issue is you're being too subtle. Just starting talking means they've got to work out what you're saying and why you're saying it. Signposting is doing something to indicate where you're going. We also call this behaviour labelling, and if you work with us on negotiating, you'll learn some more specific details about this tactic and why it's so great. Anyway, here you make a brief but clear announcement of where you're about to go. Okay, let's talk about the real issues here. Is an easy spot that you're heading for the specific problem area, or, so here's an idea, tells us we're heading towards solutions. Don't forget that summarising two-step though. These work even better if you've done your summary first. Well, there's a lot in this Think Spot, and you've got quite a lot to do now to start noticing you in action and improving your dance steps. I'd personally recommend not going on with too much more until you've tried some of this stuff out and seen what works and what doesn't for you. There's one more part of this to grasp, which is about time and phases and classes of behaviour. But remember, it's not worth jumping into solutions until you're clear what the problem is. I'll see you there later. This is Clive Hook from Clearworth. Thank you again for your time and energy. I know this investment will pay dividends in your skills, competence and confidence. So go and practice. That was a push, by the way.